In this video, I'm going to work to try to get my lawn back, and I'm going to start with power raking. Let's get out of the weeds. Welcome back to yet another video. Today, I rented a power rake and I am going to be power raking my entire yard. And so what this is actually going to do is it's going to go through and start to get up any of the dead material in my lawn. As you've seen from my previous video, I burned down my lawn with fertilizer, so I got a lot of dead areas and things just kind of in my lawn that I want to try to get out. I've noticed kind of as I've looked over my lawn throughout this year, you can kind of start to see just kind of almost a brown haze throughout my lawn. And so there's a lot of just dead material that hasn't broken down. And so what this is going to do is it's going to help to kind of pull all that up and bring it to the surface. And so that way it can kind of get more airflow and everything into my lawn, and also help to take out some of that brown look that my lawn's going through right now. Now, I've never ran a power rake, so this is going to be all new for me. And so I'm going to be kind of learning along with you. And so that's why I wanted to put out this video, so you guys could kind of see if you guys think this might be something you want to do and need for your lawn. So you guys can see down underneath here, it just is these little metal things here that's going to be spinning around. And this is just going to help get out any of that dead material. Almost look at it as like a fine comb for your hair. When you go comb your hair with a nice fine comb, it starts to get out some of that stuff, untangles things, and just kind of clears it out. And so that's what this is actually going to be doing to my grass. And so now another thing I want you to pay attention to is right here. This is your height setting. And so right now it's on the lowest setting. I would not start there because chances are the lowest setting is probably going to be too low for what you want, and you might actually start to damage your good grass. This isn't about damaging the good grass. This is to try to get up the dead stuff. And so you want to just tilt this over, and then you can lift it up a little bit and go to a little bit higher settings. And so you can see it goes all the way to the highest. I would start somewhere either on the highest or down just a little bit, but I would not start lower. Start high and then work your way down if you think you need to go a little bit lower. But don't start off on the lowest because you might start tearing stuff up. So now I'm going to show you guys what it looks like to actually run this thing and all the labor involved with cleaning up your yard. So I finally got done, and so I wanted to give a few final thoughts that I have about power raking. First off, running the power rake is actually quite easy. It's very similar to kind of running a lawnmower. You just kind of hold the bar, press the bar up against the handle, and it just kind of goes self-propelled. So it really kind of does most of the work itself. You're not really having to push very hard. It's not that heavy of a machine to move around. I mean, it's heavier than what your lawnmower would be, but it's not really that heavy. It's pretty easy to move it back and forth through your lawn. So you just kind of go through just like you'd be mowing your lawn. And so the one thing that I do want to point out, though, is that if you are doing this by yourself, it is a ton of work. It's definitely needs to be a 2 or 3 man job. So if you have somebody in your family or a neighbor that could help you, that would make it go a lot faster. I did a good portion of my lawn by myself before my very pregnant wife came out, and she wanted to at least help me out a little bit. She saw I was struggling, so she helped me out a little bit with the rake. So I really appreciate her coming to my rescue. But with that being said, another thing I want you guys to know is your expectations after you do it. This isn't something where after you get done doing it, your lawn isn't looking beautiful. This is kind of something to kind of break the lawn down to build it back up, because it really does beat up your lawn pretty good. So what it's doing is it's going in and digging up all the dead stuff kind of in the ground, kind of bringing it up. And so you're able to really go through and get all that out of there just to try to help kind of thin out the lawn a little bit and stuff. But for the most part, it doesn't take out too much of your actual good grass. You will get a little bit of your good green grass in there, but for the most part it does do a good job of primarily getting the thatch and just some of the dead material kind of in your lawn that hasn't broken down. And so with that, I got a total of 22 bags of grass clippings, and so it was a ton of work, but we'll see how the lawn starts looking here over the next few weeks. And so with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time when we get out of the weeds into a beautiful lawn.